Wake up.
Wake up.
Wake up!
Get up.
You get out of bed this instant.
And turn it on.
Glenn, Angel, and the Flying Dutchman.
The Big Show on Kiss92.
Happy Thursday and happy final day of the work week for you. It is the eve of Good Friday and you're listening to The Big Show with Glenn, Angel, and the Flying Dutchman. And we have in the studio with us our career strategist, Adrian Choo. Good morning, Adrian.
Good morning, Angel. Good morning to all our Kiss92 listeners out there. And, long weekend's coming up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So when you leave later and you always say have a great weekend, it actually means something now. We don't have to wait an extra day for it.
There's no more one more sleep to the weekend.
Exactly.
It's the weekend.
It's the weekend.
Lucky you. We are working tomorrow morning.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
we're very happy to be working,
Of
actually.
course.
Because, more and more people are asking us to work on a public holiday.
Yeah.
Which brings me to my very first question. Is it, is it okay for them to request that we work on a public holiday? Or should you just let them know that actually it's quite good that we get a break as well on a public holiday?
Well, if you enjoy the work you do, you can do it. But make sure you, according to employment law, it's 2 times your daily rated salary.
Oh,
So
wow.
It is, yes.
Is that for real?
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
Actually,
Send
it
your
is.
bosses the bill.
Yeah.
I'm
Y'all
sure.
didn't know this?
But because we love our job so much, let's not charge the company anything.
Of course.
Let's just
Okay.
come back and work.
Okay, maybe I'll
on
charge.
public holidays.
Maybe I'll charge. Okay.
Adrian, this morning we're talking about job security. I mean, we've seen layoffs from tech firms. We're looking at possible shakeups in the banking sector. Is there really such a thing as job security anymore?
That's a very good question. We've been getting a lot of queries about that lately. And it's something that we used to take for granted. For instance, like my dad, he was working in Standard Chartered Bank for like 25, 30 years.
Yeah.
Just one job all the way through. And what we're looking at is these things don't happen anymore. In fact, in the old days, it used to be almost an unspoken contract that there was going to be job security in the company. But nowadays, if you ask at the interview, is there job security in this role? The interviewer will probably just laugh on the inside at you.
But what's changed, though?
It's the nature of the beast, which is today's economy, which is the fast-changing technology and expectations as well. So, for those various reasons, the life expectancy, I would say, of someone in a role has decreased significantly in the role itself. So that's why today we thought it might be interesting for us to examine job security. Is that such a thing as job security? Or is it just an illusion of job security that we are having? And what can we do about it?
Work free on a public holiday.
Well, I'm thinking if this is the case, should we head towards, say, what Melbourne is doing? I'll explain what Melbourne is doing in a moment.
It is Thursday, the 6th of April.
Kiss92 Day Check by Gain City. Gain City's 42nd anniversary sale is here. Enjoy $42.
Okay.
Okay, so my daughter's out in Melbourne, and the way they work there, a lot of people, we're talking like 60%, 70% of the workforce in Melbourne don't worry about job security because they all work it's short-term contract. So it's 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, and then you're done. And you get another job. It's 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, and you go. So you either move within the same industry and work for different people, or you start to change industries.
And they don't worry about job
No,
security?
they don't.
So their contracts are not quite contracts? I mean, they're short-term contracts?
Yeah, so I'm hiring you. I'm a PR company. I'm hiring you because I want fresh ideas for my company for the next year.
Okay. And that's
But
all.
after a year, do you really have fresh ideas? So I let you go, and I bring someone else in.
You let them go or they
The contract
leave
ends.
as well? Okay.
The contract ends,
okay.
right? So I now, as the contractee, I now go to another agency where they think my ideas are fresh. You bring in someone else new.
Well, it could be quite stressful as well because that means you're all constantly on the lookout for something.
Yeah.
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 And in terms of your ideas, you got to keep coming up with new ideas, which is really good. And I think all of us should be at top of our game for that.
Right.
But in terms of longevity, once again, in the longer run, you don't know when your next meal is going to come from. So once again, the job security per se is not there. Unless you're really, really good, you build a brand for yourself.
Yeah.
And then that could work.
Yeah.
It becomes almost like a gig economy, but a slightly
Yeah.
longer.
A
Yeah.
longer,
Which-
yeah,
which
longer-term
works-
gig economy.
Which works if you're looking at it from a portfolio career standpoint.
Yeah.
And I know there are some people out there who choose this as a career choice to be what we call permanently temporary.
Yeah.
So you're going for short gigs here, gigs there, earn enough. Okay, let's take a break. Let's go for
I
vacation.
like that. Permanently temporary. So it's like, what are you doing? I'm permanently temporary employed. I'm like, okay.
So they're temps. I know some doctors as well who do that as well. They call it locum.
Locums, yeah.
Yeah, they
Right,
locum. So
okay.
they don't have a fixed clinic. They just come in when they want to work, and they
Yeah.
get paid pretty good money for on a daily rated basis. And
Especially now with all the apps.
yes, exactly.
Yes, you go
They can be
anywhere and all
on
that.
various apps at the same time.
They
You don't
can.
have to just be on one app.
Exactly.
You're right.
And
Yeah.
I understand there's an app now for locum doctors to see what's coming up. Hey, there's
an opening?
in this place
Oh.
for next. And what I understand is that the closer to the date that you sign up for it, right, the rates go up.
But
so you
then-
wait for tomorrow. So there's a certain uncertainty involved.
Also for the patient and the client, there's uncertainty involved. Because usually you go to a doctor and you expect to see a familiar face as well. If you see someone who's
Yeah.
constantly rotating, or you
You-
don't
yeah,
find
that's
who
right.
you like, then it's a
Yeah.
bit unsettling as well.
But that's the nature of the market now in terms of consistency. So, I mean, that's more like a career choice. And it works if you like it that way. You want to make enough and then you want to go off, enjoy your vacation. But for other people with bills to pay,
Right, right.
we need a bit more consistency in the work that we
Stability.
do.
Yeah.
I agree. Job security. Yeah.
It's necessary.
What about, okay, so that's job security from the employee's point of view, but what about for the employers? I mean, it's not security for them, but it's security for their company as well, to be able to have someone there long term enough. Otherwise, you keep on just having to train people coming in, right?
True. And that's why from the employer standpoint, it's one about employee retention. How do I keep them in? But employers are also recognizing that you can't keep someone for 5, 8, 10 years in the same job because he's going to get bored as well. Or maybe he's not going to upgrade his skills. So it's a fine balance between the two. But for today, if we are looking at career, at job security per se, it's not there anymore. See, in the old days, there used to be this thing called the iron rice bowl.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Today,
Yes.
if you look at it, what job is iron rice bowl?
Yeah.
What's the iron rice bowl again?
Basically, the whole.
What does it mean?
Okay, so the iron rice
You
bowl.
can't break it.
Yeah, it used to be porcelain rice bowl. You drop it, poop. Oh no, it's broken. I don't have anything to eat in. But iron rice bowl, you drop it. Haha, it's still there.
Means
So-
you'll
so
never get fired.
Never get
You're-
fired.
Yeah.
You're always going to
You're
be there.
always going to be at that job.
Yeah. So unless
It's confirmed for the rest of your life, you
Forever.
have the iron rice bowl.
Jobs like that
comes-
existed before.
Yes,
Yeah,
100%.
if you were working in the big banks like the old days, it's almost an iron rice bowl, or the big oil companies in
Yeah.
the old days, it was almost an iron rice bowl because they kind of guaranteed you from cradle to grave.
Yeah, yeah.
But those were the old days.
But I mean, see,
Yeah.
you still hear of people at big organizations. How long have you been there? 20 years, 25 years.
Like
that seems
I
like
mean, the last company I worked at was 25 years.
There you
So I
go.
left after 25 years. And now here at SPH, I've been here for like 8 years.
8 years.
Over 8 years already.
And there are people here at SPH that have been here for like 30, 40 years, you know? So
This is the iron rice bowl.
That's the iron rice bowl.
It's
Yeah.
the iron rice bowl.
But moving forward, it's the iron rice bowl is I don't think there's any anymore unless your dad owns the company and you're a tycoon and then you're sitting in there. That's iron rice bowl.
So you're
So
saying
job security is an illusion.
But how can you consider it an iron rice bowl? Because, I mean, these people obviously did something right.
Right,
You
yeah,
know, they're
to stay
still
there.
contributing in order
Yeah.
to stay there. The moment they don't perform, they don't contribute, they're out. So it's not quite an iron rice bowl, right? Because if someone doesn't perform, I'm sure the company will let them go.
Unless that your dad owns the company,
Yeah.
that's a
Exactly.
different story. But you're right. So once again, it's an illusion. Even if
Yeah.
you think it's an iron rice bowl, and that's one of the things that we see a lot of people having right now, is that they think that their jobs are secure, and especially in the banking sector. But we're anticipating a huge deluge of a huge shakedown in the banking sector once the acquisition of UBS and Credit Suisse and everything
Yeah,
all comes
yeah.
along. They're anticipating a lot of changes in that space. So the big question is there really such a thing as job security anymore? And the answer is probably not.
But even if someone has been at a job for decades, you're still saying that there is a possibility that they might be unsafe.
Yeah.
In fact, the opposite is true, because if you're in a company for a very long time, especially if you're in a big multinational company, you're probably one of the more expensive line items
And
payroll.
older as well, right? So they want young blood, right?
Unfortunately. So when it comes to the calculations, I say, this guy, he's $750,000. I could hire an army of young guys. And worse still, this guy, maybe if it's $750,000 or $500,000 or whatever it is, and it's in a market where I don't want to serve anymore.
Right.
Because he's been doing this for the past
because it's moved on. Yeah.
Like for instance, like banks. I mean, when was the last time you went to a bank branch?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, long
Yeah,
time.
so if you're a bank branch manager, I would be worried, honestly.
Yeah.
Because people don't want to go to a bank branch. Everything I do is on. It's on digital now, right?
And just in the news, OCBC has launched their virtual banking program as well, where you can open a bank account as well and do more transactions that you would have done at a counter.
Yeah.
So things are going to become very virtual.
Okay, stand by. We're going back on air.
Kiss 92 traffic.
On the CTE towards the AYE before Ang Mo Kio Avenue 1's exit, an accident has been reported. Not sure which lane it's taking up. Also on the PIE towards the airport after Jalan Anak Bukit, a vehicle has broken down. If you spot anything else, it's 88550920.
Welcome back. You're tuned into The Big Show and The Big Show TV. Our guest for this morning is our career strategist from Career Agility International, Adrian Choo.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning,
and
Adrian.
if you have any questions, just feel free to drop it into the Facebook page, and we'll be happy to answer your questions.
That's
We're
right.
talking job security, and it pretty much seems like it's an illusion.
Yeah, it's something that you think you have, but chances are nothing is guaranteed anymore. So you have to start thinking in another mode, which is not just job security, which is what we call thinking about your career security.
I was about to say,
So-
is career security the next step then?
So do you have to make a plan B?
Plan C and Plan D.
Oh, wow.
But you see, the difference between job security, honestly, you can't control it much. Because you're half the time hoping your company doesn't retrench you. Your boss, doesn't fire you for someone else. So you're worried about it. And what can you do about it? You work harder. And some people will engage in office politics to make sure they survive rather than the next guy gets. So job security is something which you worry about, you try your best to, but in the long run may not be sustainable because nobody's job is guaranteed anymore. But if you have career security, your skills are up to date. Your branding is out there in the market, that even if your company lets you go, you can walk over to another radio station or another company across the street, and they're going to hire you for more money, perhaps even. So that's why the shift, what we do at Career Agility is we start talking to our clients to shift the mindset from just job security to career security. And the story we always tell is this. Imagine a bird sitting on top of a very tall tree, right?
Yep.
He's very comfortable, very safe up there. Why? Is he comfortable because he has faith in the strength of the branch he's on? Or is it because he has faith
wings.
in the strength of his wings?
Right.
So if you're worrying about job security, you're just hoping the branch doesn't break.
Right.
But if your career secure, you know your skills, you know your markets.
Wow.
If the branch breaks, I'll find a bigger tree, and I'm gonna go over there and more fruits and everything. I'll be happier there.
I like that
Also,
analogy.
take care
I like
of
that.
your reputation
Analogy.
as well.
Yeah.
I
Because
love
that's
that.
very, very important
I love
Yeah.
that.
if
I
you
mean,
want career security.
I've always gone through like all the different jobs that I've had with the mindset that I am not permanent. I'm always, everybody is dispensable.
Yeah.
I'm not indispensable. I always know that there will be someone more talented, younger, better at what they do. That will come along. It will happen. That will come along and want to take your spot because we live in a very competitive world, and every industry is the same.
Yes, and that's why one of the first things we need to do to combat this fear of job
Suck up
security.
to the boss. Buy the boss some apples.
Yes.
I don't think that works anymore. I mean, in
It's
the
called brown
past,
nosing.
Brown
maybe.
nosing?
Brown nosing.
Brown nosing.
I think it always works up.
I think
to
you
what
gotta,
extent?
you gotta know which buttons to press. I think you can't just assume that anything that you give the boss is gonna work.
Yeah.
You gotta know what he likes as well.
Let's talk a little bit about that
Brown
on the
nosing?
Big Show TV.
Okay.
Yeah. Whether it really works, and maybe Adrian has some tips on how to do it right.
Oh, love it. If you want to join us on our YouTube channel, it's youtube.com/Kiss92FM.
It is 8:13.
Kiss92 Time Check brought to you by Putian. Introducing Putian's Dish of the Year.
Brown
Brown
nose. How
nose.
do we brown nose successfully?
I would tell you, but you look so beautiful today, Angel. And,
That's a good start.
That's a good way to do it.
Okay.
There's a lovely head you're wearing.
One tick for Adrian.
I wouldn't recommend anyone to brown nose. I mean, it's not classy.
It could backfire as
It
well.
could backfire, and the worst thing is if you develop a reputation for brown nosing, for kissing up. It's like, there he comes again, there he goes again.
Yeah.
And none of your colleagues are going to like you.
No one's gonna like you, and even the bosses may not like you.
No, I think
Yeah.
if you're gonna brown nose, it's an art. If you're brown nosing, your boss should not
know you're brown nosing. Absolutely, yeah. It
Once
should
your
come up
boss
naturally.
knows you're brown nosing, you're useless.
But a smart boss will know. Huh?
He should.
A boss
He
who's
should.
experienced.
But there are some bosses who like that.
That's true.
But you see,
Egos.
there are also
Some bosses'
subtle
egos
ways
like,
of
oh,
doing it. You know what I mean? That doesn't come across like you're doing it. There's subtle. I'm sure that
Yeah.
I don't do it because I'm too honest a person. I can't lie. But I think there are ways to do it where it's so subtle and it's a long-term thing. It's not an overnight thing. You got to just do it very, very subtly throughout
Like,
the
hey
year.
boss, I will work this public holiday.
There you go. I don't need,
For
I don't
you,
need
for
extra
you.
pay. I don't
For
need
you,
extra
for
pay.
you.
We should ask ChatGPT, how do we brown nose with
Oh,
class?
that would be so funny.
Give me any reason to go to ChatGPT.
But I think it's not a sustainable strategy in the long run. But once again, there are some bosses out there who enjoy the brown nosing, and those ego-driven bosses. And you see, the brown noses get the promotions and everything. So it's up to you whether you want to play the game. And I've seen bosses before who thrive on that, and they take care of the people who brown nose them because they feel safe, they feel comfortable. So.
Okay, so now I think we can ask FD this question.
yeah.
Because in many ways, he's a boss.
Yeah, he is.
Yes.
Right? I mean,
Yes.
he's got his
He's the
event
boss.
company and all that for many,
Yes,
many
yes,
years.
yes.
So, do you like it when people
To be honest,
suck up to you?
no, I don't.
You can smell it a mile
You
away,
can
right?
smell it. You can smell it. And then my first thought
Respect,
is, what's your motive?
Of course,
More money,
everyone's
of
got-
course.
then I would say to you, just come and ask me. I would rather you be upfront and ask me. If you want a promotion, if you want more money, have the guts and the gumption to just come up and ask me.
I think that people have to realize that there's a fine line between brown nosing and being nice.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like giving a cake to your boss on a birthday does not mean that you're brown nosing them. It's
Exactly.
you're being nice,
Exactly.
right?
Yeah.
But other people might see it
But
as
it's
brown
perception.
nosing.
It's perception,
Yeah.
right? So, give you a funny example. So, when I was in university, I used to go up in the canteen. I used to go up to my lecturers and professors and sit down with them and just chat because I love picking their brains and
And
stuff.
people think you're
And
sucking
they say,
up.
"Yeah,
Of
they'll say, "You're
course,
sucking
yeah.
up. I'm trying to get more points." No, I just enjoy hearing from their work experience and everything. But Adrian brown nosing, Adrian sucking up.
No,
It's like,
I enjoy
Yeah.
sitting with smarter people.
yeah, that's why I'm not sitting with you guys. classmates.
Yeah, but that's how you learn, right?
That is
That's
how you learn.
That's how you
But
grow.
I can see, like in school, why that would be a problem. Anybody who goes up and talks to a teacher,
Yeah,
or
because
says hello,
you'll be perceived as wanting to get close to
Yeah, exactly.
the teacher, the
Yeah.
lecturer, whatever.
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
know?
for sure.
So obviously, I mean, you'll be top of mind when the lecturer thinks about his or her students. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, we all had those people in our schools. The ones who were extra chummy with the principal
yeah.
or the teachers.
Yeah, I got along with all my teachers and principals, but
Were you
I
ever
don't think it was
accused of-
deliberate. Huh?
Were you ever accused of sucking up?
Not really,
That's
From
good then.
well, maybe you didn't
really.
know.
because everyone else was so quiet. So someone had to break the ice, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
gradually.
Especially for extreme extroverts like us. We just go up to anybody and talk, right? So
That
even,
is true.
even the
Yeah.
teachers, if you're there and the whole canteen's empty, go sit down next to the teacher rather than sit at the opposite end of the canteen and eat alone, right? We sit down
You
and
might
just
as well
talk.
learn, yeah.
Yeah, well, brown nosing could work, could backfire, but it shouldn't be your sole career strategy for staying employed.
For job
employable.
security.
Yeah. This whole, this job security thing, right? How can we? Because we see the young, they are staying with companies 2-3 years and then they're going. So they are not looking at job security, are they?
That's, I think they probably are for as long as it serves their interest. In the sense that, if I have a job here that's secure and long enough for me to learn everything and then I move on, So I think during that interim, they're probably looking for job security. But in the bigger scheme of things, they're looking for experiences and skills.
So for them, it's career security because they're trying to build experience.
Yeah. But when you're at that younger age and younger stage in life, that's what you want to do. You want to collect experiences and skills. So you may not get all from one company. So moving on could be their career strategy to pick up different skills from different companies, from different mentors in different roles.
Adrian should work for ChatGPT.
Yeah, I
Because
think
ChatGPT's got exactly the same
Answer.
advice. Yeah, stay up to date with your industry, continuously develop new skills, build a strong professional network, perform well and exceed expectations, be adaptable and flexible, and finally maintain a positive attitude and strong work ethic.
See, I'm out
For
of
job security.
I'm
You're
out of a job.
almost out of a job.
I'm out of a job. Bye,
Next
guys.
week we'll
See you
just do
guys.
this. You give us a topic and then we'll just do this.
Yeah, you don't need Adrian
Type it
anymore.
in. No, we always need you. Yeah.
But we've got so many Kiss listeners who are bosses.
Yeah.
Yes,
So
for
if
sure.
if you can just get in touch with us and give us your views on what we've been talking about today. Like for example, the brown.
I think
brown-nosed people.
that's a great idea. See, brown nosing now. That's a great idea, Glenn. No. If you're a boss out there, how is it your job? Is it your responsibility to ensure job security for your staff?
Okay.
I mean, I would like to hear from the bosses. Do you think it's your duty as a boss?
Yes.
What do you think?
Yes, absolutely.
What if they become obsolete or?
They should never become obsolete because I should be leading them in the right direction so that they don't.
Is it the employer's responsibility to make sure that the employees are up to date with certain tech and all that, or is it up to the employees?
It's a good question.
To have that
when
initiative?
when we hit the pandemic, we had to go from physical to virtual.
Yeah.
Right? So whose job was it to keep the ball rolling, to get them connected, to
of
make
course,
sure they learn?
For the infrastructure, you guys provide it. You're the employer, you provide it. But what about the skills?
We've got to make sure that they are in touch with the right people to get the skills. They are still trying to bring in business, right? I've got to make sure that they have the skills to bring in the business. That's my job as
But
an
what
employee.
what if they are not adaptable? What if they're saying, okay, show me, or why not do for me, or I don't want to do this?
If you're not adaptable, then you have a problem.
And that's why the question once again is, if an employer has a duty of care, to ensure that your staff have job security, then it should only extend to those people who are agile and want to move.
Yes.
Should it?
You extend
everybody.
it.
Or do you
extend it
handhold
to
everyone, right?
No, you extend it to everyone, understanding that there will be fallout. But you extend it to everyone. Why am I? Because I perceive you as not being able to handle a virtual event. I'm not going to teach you because we never had to handle it. Who's to say you don't suddenly flourish in that zone?
But then do you knock the weak ones out? Do you know
You
what I mean?
have fallout. You have fallout. That is business. There is fallout.
So the question is, does the employer hold a duty of care or a duty of job security to everybody, even those who cannot adapt and fall out?
He has a responsibility to go as far as he can. Once that person can no longer grow, then he has to make a decision with that person. What do I do with you now?
Then it's your perception as an employee how far that line is,
Yeah.
right?
I'm assuming you're talking about yourself. Right?
Yes.
Because you keep on saying he.
Yeah.
It's
No,
actually
it's-
He's
I.
walking in third
Okay.
person,
Okay.
yeah.
Curious, I know. If you're an employer out there right now, I would like to hear your point of view, whether or not
Yeah.
it's the old traditional model is the tauke will always say you got a job with me for life,
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
thing. But is it still valid today from an employer's perspective? I'm curious.
Yeah. You can also call us,
Yeah.
right?
But what do you think of FD as a boss?
He sounds like a fantastic boss. I would
I'm not.
love to work for him. Brown nosing.
That's
I'm
sucking up
practicing,
right there, yeah.
I've been told I'm not.
Sounds very serious, as in a serious boss, but outside, he's fun.
No, but no, it's yeah.
We're going back on
traffic.
it.
going back
Yeah.
on there. Okay.
Robin Thicke, featuring T.I. and Pharrell Williams, Blurred Lines, on Kiss 92. Good morning, Singapore.
Kiss Kiss 92 traffic.
Okay, on the CTE towards the AYE before Ang Mo Kio Avenue 1's exit, an accident has occurred, so look out for that. We also had a situation earlier. Let me just pull up this information. A massive traffic jam on Adam Loney Road towards Topayo. There were emergency vehicles and a tow truck on the
dear.
Brattle flyover due to a car that slammed into a divider. The tailback at the time, this was about 20 minutes ago, was all the way to Syme Road. Thanks so much to Desmond for sending that message in. If you know any updates on that situation, please drop us a WhatsApp. It's 8855-0920.
That's unbelievable. I mean, that whole stretch.
To Syme
speed
Road, it's
limit
far.
is
It's-
70
yeah,
kilometers an hour.
it is,
So
yeah.
someone was speeding. I'm
Yeah.
quite
Or
sure.
not paying attention
Or not
to
paying
where they
attention.
were going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, just the other day, a car almost slammed into me head on
Uh-oh.
because
Wow.
the person was on the phone.
Oh, my gosh.
Very clearly on the
Oh,
phone.
wow.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So luckily I honked in time. And so just a reminder, don't use your phone while you're driving.
Nope.
Yeah.
I was in a Grab the other day as well, and he had his phone on that holder, in front of him, front right, and he said, "Do you mind if I make a call or answer a call?" Right, and all he had to do was just press the button, and then he chatted with whoever, and then he stopped. He said the last time he tried to do that, someone reported him. So
Right.
what are the rules? I mean, can you answer the phone?
course you can.
Hands
You
free,
can.
you can,
You
right?
can, but you-
So someone
But it was
would-
so nice of him to ask you anyway.
yeah, it was. It
Because
was
of his previous experience.
And,
right?
and I said to him, I said, you didn't have to ask me if you wanted to use the phone. You can go
Yeah.
ahead. He said, no, because of my previous, somebody had reported to the company that he was using his phone and when it was actually on the cradle and stuff like
Yeah.
that. So he just felt he needed to
You've
ask.
got to be
Yeah.
very careful with your things. There's a story in today's newspaper of a Singapore car driving in Malaysia, hits a Malaysian car.
Yeah.
Why? He didn't know where he was going. He was looking at Waze at the time.
Oh.
Right.
You know, those things are there
So
for
he
you
was
to
shown the
glance
wrong
at.
ways.
No, but
And,
those things are for you to glance at, not for you to focus on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, getting back to job security.
Yes.
Yes. So,
We're talking about FD as a boss early
Yeah.
on.
Okay, and I was saying I'm a tough boss. I will give you enough rope.
would you like you if you were working for you?
Yeah.
I like the confidence there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I would.
Okay,
because
why?
I do think I'm fair.
Okay.
I do think I'm fair. I will give you chance after chance after chance. I will train you and train you and train you and train you. And I cannot tell you how many times I've been kicked in the ass because of that.
The person just walks
People
out.
learn, and they walk.
Take it somewhere else.
You know,
But that's the industry.
it happens.
I think it
Yeah.
happens in any
happens.
industry.
But it's
yeah.
my responsibility to you.
That-
I have a responsibility to make sure that you do your job to the best of your ability.
So how many people have you fired, FD? Come on.
Two.
In your whole career?
Yeah.
Wow, okay, that's not too bad. Because a lot of employers don't want to invest the time in new employees based on the fact that they have to train them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, they have to invest all that time. It's not so much the money, it's the time to train them, and then they walk out.
But having said that, sometimes, and Adrian, I think you will know this, people train, right? And then they go, I've got all this information. I'm going out there. And then suddenly they meet a real world boss.
Okay.
And 6 months later, they come knocking on your door. Can I have my job back?
He's speaking from experience,
Yeah,
clearly.
yeah. Yes.
Yes, it
Yeah.
happens.
And do you welcome them back in?
Of course you do.
What, really?
Because they are productive.
Okay, hold on. So I want to talk to
Okay.
the career strategist again. Okay.
Yeah.
Like everyone else is talking except the career
Yeah.
Yeah, I
strategist.
know.
So, Adrian, bosses who love to fire people. I want to talk about bosses who love to
Okay.
fire people. We'll talk about this on the Big Show TV, okay? Is it a good thing or is it a bad thing? Okay? We'll talk about that on the Big Show TV. It's Thursday, the 6th of April.
Kiss 92 Day Check by Gain City. Gain City's 42nd anniversary sale.
Because many people may feel like, okay, you know, a boss like that, right, just fires people all the time. Bad boss. But is it the case all the time, or is firing something that could improve?
You're talking about
the
Elon
company?
Musk, right? So
So many people.
No, but there are bosses who have it, and I know, Glenn, there are people out there that have this reputation.
Yeah,
So
Quick
is
with
that a
the
good thing?
guillotine.
as in they're not about to give anyone like a second
it
chance.
all depends.
or third
Once
chance.
again, it all depends. You know, if you have a non-performing team, and you know it's a non-performing team, and you know who the non-performers are, or if you have a team where one or two people are really toxic, you have to make the difficult decision to fire them.
Right.
And I think those decisions are fair and good management practice if you think about it well enough. And yet there's some people who do hire and fire. You know, I hire this salesperson within 3 months. If he doesn't bring it up, if he doesn't deliver it, I'll fire him. So, but what that happens then as well in that case is that you develop an air of insecurity once again. And
Among
it's going to
the
be
team.
and it's going to be a dog eat dog world, and then they're going to start stabbing each other, which may be a good idea if you're a boss and you want to scale up the sales, making everyone pit each one against themselves.
Yeah.
But is that a good management practice? That's another story altogether.
So speaking of that, like what Glenn just brought up, as much as someone goes for an interview and the interviewer asks you, you know, why have you left all your jobs like 3 months, 6 months, this and that, right? Is the employee or the potential employee allowed to ask the bosses that, what the turnover rate of employees is? Because maybe this employer likes to fire people.
So I mean, at the interview itself,
Yeah,
you ask the interviewer what's the turnover. Yeah, you can ask them.
Okay.
You can ask them. In fact, one of the things we always share with our clients is when you're interviewing, it's not a one-way street. They don't just interview you. You can actually ask them questions. You can ask them questions like, this role that I'm interviewing for.
How many more were there before me?
Yeah, what happened to the what happened to the previous?
Okay.
Is there an incumbent?
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
Why is he leaving? How long was he there?
Yeah.
You know, so scenario. So FD, this role that you're hiring for, is the person still there? And the answer says
Yes.
yes. Why is he leaving? And then he goes,
Better money.
better money. How long was the person there? Say 3 months.
3 months.
Say 3 months. Warning sign. You know,
Yeah. Why so short?
How about the previous person? How long was the person there? 6 months. And then you go,
Oh, so you can ask those
you
questions.
could
It's
ask
valid.
those questions, yeah. And I
Okay.
think you should, especially if you start getting a sense that when your spidey sense starts tingling. And
Like
you go
they're just like
"Yeah."
looking for the perfect person, and they'll.
But some
cut you.
bosses may just go like, why are you asking me so many questions?
Exactly,
I don't like
so
you
like-
already, forget it. Yeah, you know,
Would
I'm
that
not going to
ruin
hire
your
you.
chances?
Some bosses are like that. I
Yeah.
mean, they're
Then
so...
I don't know whether you want to work for those type of bosses. If
Yeah.
they're so sensitive at the interview, you know. And if being fully transparent, I have nothing to hide, I'll tell you, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
you
it's
would-
true.
You
It's
would
true.
not
You
I
would
hide.
tell
think,
them.
I think most bosses have an ego. So the moment, okay, and
hierarchy, right? They're
yeah.
like, why are you not?
I mean, how
supposed
would
to
you
ask me?
feel, let's say, if someone were to be questioning you?
I have got to say, I have yet to come across
Yeah.
anyone who's asked me questions like that.
Yeah,
So I really don't
you
know.
might not take it well.
I
Right?
might not.
And
you
once
know.
again, I think it's a tonality.
Yes.
I mean, if
It's
I'm
how
coming to
you
you and say, hey,
ask.
why? Tell
Yeah,
me.
yeah,
Then if it sounds accusatory, but you know, if
Yeah.
you're really genuinely, say, oh, so what happened to the other
Yeah,
person? You know,
like
"Oh,
friendly.
wow."
Yeah.
But I think these are, especially if you're joining a company with which is notorious for high turnover,
Yeah.
Okay.
then you might want to find out why. Why did the person leave? Why
Or
did
not
the
go
person-
at all.
Or not
Like-
go
like-
at all. Yeah.
You're not there to investigate.
So what we always tell our clients is this: when you're interviewing, it's always a two-way street. As much as they are choosing you, you're also choosing them.
Choosing them. It's
So
like
you can say
a
no.
marriage as well.
It's true.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
You need to interview them.
is.
But I really hope the young people are listening to this because I have never in my career had anyone who's asked me questions at an interview.
At all?
They
Zero?
don't. It's just
'Cause
like, so what's
It's culture, right?
So basically, it's the package, it's the money, it's things like,
Do I really have to come at 9
unpaid
o'clock?
leave?
Do I have to work on a public holiday?
Do I have to work on a public holiday? How much time do I work at home? But they don't ask me questions like, the role I'm filling, why did the person before me leave? How long was that person there?
They don't dare,
Don't
I
ask me.
think.
I think
Yeah.
they don't dare. They're too scared.
They'll probably wait till they get hired and then ask the colleagues.
Yes.
That's what they
And
do.
That is
that's-
exactly
and that's
what
too
happens.
late,
a bit
isn't
too
it?
late. A bit too late, right?
Yeah.
But that's exactly what's happened.
But it also could be that given a chance to work with an industry veteran, they don't care. They just want to be with someone who's experienced to learn from them. So
But it can't be FD specific. I mean, I'm sure you've
yeah.
heard from people whether they
Yeah.
employees question, interviewees question
they
interviewers.
do, especially if it's
do.
a senior level role. We actually recommend that they ask. If not the employer, at least the headhunter or recruiter that's doing the
Right.
the role. No, but even if I was much younger and I had to work for, say, Jack Ma, and I know that he's a terrible boss, I would work for him as long as I can, just
Because
to
you
pick up
get the
stuff.
experience, yeah.
So I would do that, and I don't care if the previous person was there for like 3 months. 3 months with him, can learn all his
Yes.
tips
And it's
tricks.
about having Jack Ma on your
CV, yeah,
right?
the company.
Put fired
yeah.
by Jack Ma.
Yeah.
So,
Personally.
But it is taking a chance. I mean, when you question the boss or
There
the
is-
interviewer,
there is
For sure.
yeah, you are taking a chance.
But as Adrian said, it's the tonality as
Yeah.
well. You don't go in like you're interviewing them in that sense. You come off as being friendly and
Yeah.
and sincere about
no,
why you're
likewise
asking.
for them. I mean, they'll probably pretend like, oh, okay, yes,
Yeah.
you know, I'm not
Yeah.
offended by this, or
they,
you know,
they might take it personally.
and
right?
then not
Yeah.
give you the job.
So
Yeah.
one way of doing it, this piece of homework, is you go on LinkedIn and you look at, say, if you're interviewing for the finance manager position at this company, you go look at the company name, the finance
Yeah.
manager, look who the incumbent is, how long did he or she put, and then you see, hey, wait a minute, how about the previous person? So you sometimes can
Do some due
market
diligence.
research
Yeah.
on the role as well using LinkedIn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
So-
then they can all see that you're looking at their profiles as well.
Yeah.
And then
But
to
it is
pay for
fair.
the premium is like too much because that's why you need a job, right?
So it's necessary to get as much information as you can during the interview. In fact, maybe one of the future episodes we can start talking about what sort of questions you can ask the interviewer
Yeah.
and what you shouldn't be asking the
Oh,
interviewer.
I like that.
I,
Yeah.
I think the other thing is what tonality really is.
Yeah.
I think particularly first time people, even second time interviewed, because we don't, and even I'm guilty of this, we use the phone to communicate.
So social skills
We
are
don't
not.
communicate.
Yeah.
So our physical social skills are not up to par.
Yeah, because you can't put emojis in.
Yeah,
when you're
exactly.
talking to someone. it's like
Exactly. So our physical
smiley
social
face.
skills
Yeah,
are not
right.
up to par.
Speaking of that, I've closed a lot of deals over WhatsApp without even having met the client.
Wow.
You know,
Okay.
not even spoken. Do things like that happen for interviews nowadays? Virtual more than in physical or over
Well, over Zoom,
Zoom?
yes.
Yeah.
Over WhatsApp, I would hesitate to work for the boss because whom I haven't met personally or seen personally. Because you never know what the person is like.
And likewise for the employee as well, right? I
Yeah.
mean,
Yes.
either way, to
Yeah.
hire an
Suddenly
employee.
it turns out you've been chatting with ChatGPT or something. Some AI.
Going on air in 30 seconds. Okay, this will be the last talk set.
Okay.
Yeah, later I can talk about Angel as well because Angel's a boss as well.
Yeah.
I'm sure
Yes.
you've
Interviews?
conducted
I
interviews.
just interviewed someone, in fact. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they did ask questions.
Well, that's good then.
Yeah.
Okay,
For marketing role.
we'll ask Angel a little bit about her experience.
Kiss 92 traffic.
Okay, looking at the roads in the CTE tunnel heading towards the SLE after the Outram Road exit, a vehicle has broken down. Also on the CTE towards the AYE before Ang Mo Kio Avenue 1's exit, another accident has been reported. Not sure about the situation on Adam Lawney Road towards Topayo. There was a massive situation with a tailback to Syme Road. If you know anything about that, you can always WhatsApp the information in to 88550920.
Good morning and welcome back to The Big Show and The Big Show TV. Our guest for this morning is our career strategist from Career Agility International, Mr. Adrian Choo. And we've been talking about job security and a few other things.
Yeah, like interview skills and what an employee should or should not ask. Not so much an employer, a potential employee, right?
So, Angel, I'm going to ask you because you're a boss as
Uh-huh.
well and you interview people too.
I do.
For your company.
Yes.
What do you look for?
Someone who has initiative and passion.
Okay.
My industry is very specific. It's alternative protein. So someone who knows about it. I mean, the person doesn't have to be plant-based and doesn't have to have all these high hopes about climate change and stuff like that, but at least have information about it, know what the goal is for the company, ask questions, or at least be willing to learn. So someone who's passionate, motivated, and has initiative. I need someone who has initiative because I don't have time to babysit. Neither do I have time to handhold. I'm fine with training someone on how to do stuff
Does
in
the
the
person
initial.
does the person need to be vegan to join your company?
No, exactly. That's why I
No,
said.
right?
But they at least have to know about the industry and
Right.
know what the goals are for this industry. You know how we're trying to change the mindset of people, but not be preachy at the same time.
So let me ask you a question. So if the interviewee were to start asking you questions, like what's the purpose of the company? You know, what's the role? How long was this? Is it a newly created role? What's the objectives? What are the targets and everything? If it's asking a lot of questions, is it a good or a bad from you as a boss? That he's interested or whether he's just too nosy?
Again, it's the tonality. You know, there are some people that will come in under the guise of looking for a job, but they're actually from the competition. You know, so you got to know where they're coming from as well. So you look at the history and all that. But if I get any sense of, if I start to get suspicious or anything, then I'm just like, okay,
Yeah.
You've run out of time. You know.
If someone were to ask Angel about last year's revenue, let's say, would that be too much?
No, I don't think that's a valid question to ask, right? From a potential employee.
Sometimes you can.
Okay.
If you're trying to understand the scale and scope.
Does it depend on the role that the person
it
is?
depends on the role. If it's a sales level role, then you want to know what the expectations are, what the next year's revenue targets. Say supposing if I ask, what's next year's revenue target?
Okay.
And then the interviewer says 4 million.
Yeah.
It's a fair question for me to say what was last year's target, because
Yeah.
last year's was $50.
Because if it was zero, then it's like
If last year's was $50, then I'm going to be in trouble. No? But
Yeah.
if last year's was
3 plus or
10
2
million,
plus.
then say, why drop?
Right,
Why-
yeah.
So to provide context, it's okay.
and you can give a range. You,
You
don't
can
have
give
to
a range.
give
You
the
can give a
exact
range.
numbers.
So I think questions, a lot of questions are fair. But once what you say, it's a tonality. Once you come across being too aggressive or too dismissive, then
Yeah.
maybe you might piss the interviewer off.
Yeah, I welcome questions because I think if someone asks questions, then they're curious and they want to learn.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
They want to learn
Exactly.
See,
more.
everyone says that, right? But
Yeah.
then when that wrong question comes
Of
about.
course, yeah.
Ooh,
then I would say,
okay, hit
why
a
are you
nerve.
interested in that?
Right,
You know?
exactly,
Yeah,
exactly.
so.
Okay, thank you very much, Adrian, for joining us today.
Pleasure's always mine, and to all our Christian viewers out there, happy long weekend, and take the time out, rest, play with your kids, play with your family, play with your pets, and chill out and relax.
Yeah, well said, well said. Thank you very much, Adrian. Coming up very soon, we'll be joined by Sean C. exclusively on The Big Show TV. Up next, The Script. Here's Break Even on Kiss 92. Okay.
There he is, the man.
Good morning, Sean C.
Sean.
Morning.
Good morning. Wow, it's been a while.
Is
Yeah,
that a
yeah.
new chair?
Yes, it's a new. Oh, Angel has good eyes. She spots a
Yeah.
new shirt,
Yeah.
a new
Your,
chairs.
your curtain also. Is that a new curtain? Because it looks like it's
No,
not
it's
big
not.
enough.
Yeah, it used to be green, right?
No, it was always black.
Really?
Yeah.
Backdrop was
Because
always
of the
black.
light.
It was
was
green
green.
once. There was a point of time. Yes, I was using
Yeah.
a green screen for.
Yeah.
That was
Oh,
like,
green screen, right.
Yeah. Because it was a pandemic, so a lot of stuff is done with the green screen. And then I had one there.
And then
Yeah,
you
but now we're
spotted
all
his
back.
chair. I don't even see the chair. Oh, okay,
Because
just the
she
headrest.
Spotted a headrest.
The headrest, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
All
what
right,
you
so
got
what do you
today?
have for us today, Sean?
Does it involve chocolates and bunnies?
No, unfortunately not.
Oh, I'm disappointed.
Okay, here's what we'll do. It was just a quick and simple prediction, okay, that's written in here, which I will get to soon. First things first, okay, you guys, you don't have to see the cards. I will see the cards, but it doesn't really matter, okay? I need you guys to pick 3 cards. So
Okay.
as I go through, each of you can just call stop, and I'll pull out 1 card at a time, okay? So let's maybe Glenn first. Just say stop.
Stop.
This one?
The one before.
This one. Okay, sure.
Yes.
Angel?
Stop.
This one?
The one after.
This one.
Terrible.
Okay.
NFD.
Stop.
This one.
2 cards before.
Correct. Yes.
Okay, well done,
Okay,
well
so
done.
you guys have chosen your 3 cards. Okay, so these are the 3 cards that you guys chose, and I let you choose them as clearly as possible, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, so that's the 1, 2, 3. Okay, and let me bring the camera a little closer now so that you guys can actually see
Okay.
Okay, that's better.
a
Great.
better view. Yeah, that's much better.
Yeah,
Okay.
much better.
So these 3 cards, right? Here's what we're gonna do. Okay. I mean, you could mix them up. Doesn't really matter. Okay. But what we'll do now is you're gonna choose 1 card to keep, 1 card to hide, and 1 card to give away.
Okay.
So what we'll do, this is number 1, number 2, number 3. Glenn, which one do you want to keep? 1, 2, or 3?
1.
1. Okay.
Yes.
So I'll put the prediction right here.
Okay.
That is the one you want to keep. Okay. We'll mark that. And then which one do you want to hide? Angel, 2 or 3?
3.
3. Okay. So what we'll do with number 3 is we will put number 3 into the middle of the pile. Okay. So the pile is over here. Let me try to put it somewhere in the
Hiding
okay.
Hiding?
Okay.
Yes, hiding it in the deck. All
Like
right.
a bunny in a hole.
Yeah.
Yeah. And finally, this would be the one that you give away.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's right.
Right. Okay. So the one that you want to give away over here. Let's have a look. This is the Queen.
Of?
Okay.
Can't see.
You see the
Can't
queen?
really see.
Queen of
Spades.
Spades.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, Queen of Spades, Queen of whatever, doesn't matter. It's the Queen. Okay.
Okay.
So we'll put the Queen over here. Let's see the one that you hide. What was the one you? Okay, there we go. The one you hit is the
Ace. Ace of
Ace of
hearts.
hearts. Okay.
okay, and the one that you kept. The one you kept is a 6.
6 of spades.
Okay.
So there's a Queen, there's the Ace, there's a 6, and there's a prediction which I wrote and I placed over there, which says.
You will give away the queen, hide the ace, and keep the 6.
Wow.
Oh, well done, Sean.
Yeah, well done, guys. You picked,
My
and
goodness.
you guys all picked the correct cards to start with.
Sean, you're so good at this.
So simple yet.
Brown nose.
Yet
Mind-blowing.
impressive. Yeah, well, really.
Man,
well done.
I want to take you to a bar one day.
We
could,
keep saying
we
that
could
every
get some
week.
good free drinks off of you.
Hey, maybe
Every
he's
week we
hypnotized us already, you know.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, I
He's
didn't
already
think of
taken all
that.
our money.
So
Did
we
you
do
not know?
everything he expects us to do.
There you go. Wow. Okay. Okay.
Well done, Sean.
Yeah,
Good one,
amazing.
Sean. Nice.
Yeah, remember to follow
thank you,
Sean at
guys.
Sean V Me.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I got the right side this time.
Oh, you got it right. It's kind of
always
hard,
like-
right? It's like
Yeah.
I'm here.
Yeah, I got it right. Yeah, follow it. Sean V. Me.
And Sean is also a food reviewer.
Yes, you
Right,
know I've
Sean?
come across
Yeah.
some of your videos. I'm like, hey, I know that guy.
Yeah.
What's the YouTube channel called?
It's Hawkerpedia, but I've got a new one. I just started. This is like my own side little project, okay, just for fun. And that new one is called Seafood Diet, as in sea.
SEE Food Diet. And
Yes,
that's
but
the
handle
YouTube
is
channel.
Seafood videos. Yeah,
Seafood
the handle is
videos,
seafood
okay.
videos.
Seafood videos.
Nice.
sea.
Okay.
Right.
Very, very
Yeah,
cool.
so if you guys
Very
like just like to look at food, you know, and if you guys like to look at food which you can't eat on the spot, that's the channel to go to.
Oh,
Right.
what's
But
the point though?
you're not trying to compete against KFC though, right?
No.
Yeah,
I'm doing this for
he'll
fun,
rear
you know.
naked choke you.
Yeah, you really
Oh, see, DPG.
Keyword is naked.
Okay,
don't want that.
but one recommendation: someone going out for lunch today. What would you recommend the person go out there and try?
Let me think. Okay, if you're going for if you like Thai food, okay, which I love, there's a place in Red Hill that serves not the usual Thai food, so not your pad Thais and basil rice. Okay, they've got like the Thai chicken rice, Thai kway chap, Thai braised pork rice. So if that's your kind of thing, it's at Red Hill. It's at Lengkong Bahru, 55 Lengkong Bahru, if I'm not wrong. Yeah,
Okay,
Okay,
check it
okay.
out. Check it out. Now I feel like having kway chap.
Thai
Okay,
kway chap.
thank you very much, Sean.
All right, thank you guys. Good to see you guys again, and I'll see you guys again next week.
Have
Yep.
a great
Alright.
long weekend.
Have a good weekend.
Great long weekend to everyone. Bye.
Okay,
Bye.
bye bye.